how glucose spikes damage the brain and accelerate cognitive decline. Why blood sugar control is essential for brain health. Let me ask you a simple question. What if one of the most important factors affecting your brain health is something that happens quietly 3 times every day? Not a rare disease, not a genetic mutation, but something that occurs after many ordinary meals. What if the way our blood sugar rises and falls throughout the day could influence how clearly we think, how well we remember, and even how our brain ages? Modern research is beginning to reveal that repeated glucose spikes may place hidden stress on the brain's cells, blood vessels, and energy systems. Understanding this connection may change the way we think about both nutrition and brain health. Today we will explore why controlling blood sugar may be one of the most important steps we can take to protect the brain. A short story. Let us begin with a simple story. Imagine a person in their early 50s. For most of their life, they felt perfectly healthy. They had no diagnosis of diabetes. Their routine medical tests were mostly normal, but gradually, they began to notice small changes. Sometimes they forgot where they placed their keys. Sometimes they struggled to recall a familiar name. At work, concentrating on complex tasks became a little harder. At first, they assumed it was simply stress or perhaps the natural process of aging. But over time, these changes became more noticeable. They began asking themselves a quiet question: why is my mind not as sharp as it used to be? What many people do not realize is that long before symptoms appear, subtle changes may already be happening inside the brain. And one of the silent drivers of these changes may be something we experience every day: repeated spikes in blood sugar after meals. Many people think blood sugar matters only if someone develops diabetes. But modern research is revealing something surprising. Even before diabetes develops, frequent spikes in blood glucose may place stress on the brain's delicate cells, blood vessels, and energy systems. Over many years, this metabolic stress may slowly influence how the brain functions. Memory, attention, clarity of thought. The encouraging news is that many of these changes are not inevitable. By understanding how metabolism affects the brain, we may discover simple habits that help protect our cognitive health for many years to come. And that is exactly what we will explore today: how glucose spikes affect the brain, why stable blood sugar is essential for healthy brain function, and how small daily choices can make a powerful difference for the future of our mind. Introduction. Good evening, everyone. When we think about blood sugar and glucose control, most people immediately think about one disease: diabetes. But today I would like to invite you to consider a deeper and perhaps more important question. What if unstable blood sugar is not only a problem for the pancreas or metabolism, but also silently affecting the most important organ in the human body, the brain? The brain is the organ that allows us to think, remember, create, love, and understand the world. It is the organ through which consciousness expresses itself. And yet modern lifestyles are exposing the brain to repeated metabolic stress in ways that our ancestors rarely experienced. Every day, many people experience large spikes in blood sugar after meals. These spikes may occur several times each day, after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even in individuals who are not yet diabetic, repeated fluctuations in blood glucose can create subtle but significant stress within the body. Increasingly, scientific research suggests that these metabolic disturbances may contribute to memory problems, reduced mental clarity, accelerated brain aging, increased risk of dementia. Understanding this connection is extremely important, because protecting metabolic health may also mean protecting our brain for the future. The brain's extraordinary energy needs to understand this relationship. We must first appreciate how unique the brain is. Although the brain represents only about 2% of the body's weight, it consumes nearly 20% of the body's total energy. This is known as brain energy metabolism. This means the brain requires a continuous and stable supply of energy. Glucose serves as the primary fuel for brain cells. However, the brain functions best when glucose levels remain stable. Large fluctuations in glucose can disturb this delicate balance. Imagine a city where electricity constantly surges and drops unpredictably. Lights flicker, machines malfunction, systems become unstable. Similarly, repeated spikes in blood glucose can disrupt the delicate environment in which brain cells function. What are glucose spikes? After we eat, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose. This glucose enters the bloodstream. In healthy individuals, the body carefully regulates this process. But modern diets often contain highly refined carbohydrates and sugars. These foods can produce a rapid rise in blood glucose, known as postprandial hyperglycemia, which simply means high blood sugar after eating. These spikes may occur repeatedly throughout the day. Even when fasting blood sugar appears normal, these spikes may still happen. Over time, repeated glucose spikes can place stress on many tissues of the body, including the brain. Mechanism 1. Oxidative stress in brain cells. When glucose levels rise rapidly, cells are exposed to an excess supply of metabolic fuel. This can increase the production of harmful molecules known as reactive oxygen species. This process is called oxidative stress. Neurons, the cells of the brain, are especially vulnerable to oxidative stress. Unlike many other cells in the body, neurons have very limited ability to regenerate. Repeated oxidative stress can damage delicate cellular structures and interfere with communication between neurons. Over time, this may contribute to declining cognitive function. Mechanism 2. Damage to brain blood vessels. The brain depends on a vast network of extremely small blood vessels. These vessels deliver oxygen and nutrients to billions of neurons. Repeated glucose spikes can damage the inner lining of these blood vessels. This condition is known as endothelial dysfunction. When endothelial function deteriorates, blood flow becomes less efficient, inflammation increases, oxygen delivery to brain tissue decreases, reduced blood flow can gradually impair cognitive performance and increase the risk of vascular dementia. Mechanism 3. Insulin resistance in the brain. Many people think insulin works only in muscles or fat tissue, but insulin also plays an important role in the brain. It helps regulate learning, memory formation, neuronal communication. However, repeated glucose spikes can eventually lead to insulin resistance. When brain cells become resistant to insulin, important processes related to memory and cognition may become impaired. This is one reason scientists are increasingly interested in the relationship between metabolism and brain function. The connection to neurodegenerative disease. A growing number of studies suggest that metabolic dysfunction may play a role in neurodegenerative diseases. One of the most well-known of these conditions is Alzheimer's disease. Some researchers have even referred to Alzheimer's disease informally as type 3 diabetes. This phrase reflects the observation that impaired glucose metabolism and insulin resistance may occur within the brain. While this term is not an official medical diagnosis, it highlights the deep connection between metabolic health and brain health. Everyday effects of blood sugar fluctuations. Even before serious disease develops, unstable glucose levels can affect daily mental function. People may experience difficulty concentrating, mental fatigue, mood swings, reduced mental clarity. These symptoms often occur when glucose rises rapidly and then falls quickly afterward. The brain prefers a steady and balanced supply of energy, not dramatic fluctuations. Protecting the brain through metabolic health. The encouraging news is that many of these risks can be reduced through simple lifestyle habits. Reducing large glucose spikes is one of the most powerful steps. Helpful strategies include eating balanced meals with fiber and protein, avoiding excessive refined sugars, maintaining regular physical activity, Walking briefly after meals, short post-meal activity, helps muscles absorb glucose from the bloodstream through a process known as skeletal muscle glucose uptake. By stabilizing blood glucose, we reduce metabolic stress on the brain. The brain needs stable energy, not energy surges. The brain is essentially an energy-dependent organ. Every thought, every memory, and every emotion requires energy. Neurons are constantly transmitting signals, maintaining electrical gradients, producing neurotransmitters. All of these processes depend on a continuous supply of cellular energy. This energy is generated inside tiny structures within cells known as mitochondria. The brain therefore functions best when energy production remains stable and efficient. A simple message for the audience. We can summarize this idea with a very simple message. The brain does not need more sugar. The brain needs stable energy. When energy supply becomes stable, the brain can perform its remarkable functions with clarity, resilience, and vitality. Conclusion. Blood sugar control is not only about preventing diabetes. It is about protecting the organ that allows us to think, remember, and experience life. The brain is extraordinarily sensitive to the internal environment of the body. When metabolism becomes unstable, the brain feels the consequences. But the opposite is also true. When we care for our metabolic health, we are also caring for our brain. Small daily habits can have profound long-term effects. Balanced nutrition, regular movement, stable blood sugar. These simple practices may help preserve the delicate neural networks that support our memory, creativity, and awareness. In this sense, caring for our metabolism is also a way of caring for the future of our mind. And perhaps one of the most hopeful messages of modern science is this. Many of the factors that influence brain health are within our daily choices and habits. Protecting your blood sugar today is an excellent way of protecting your brain tomorrow. Founder, Holistic Wellness Foundation. Impulse. Scientific references. Kraft S., 2005. Insulin resistance and Alzheimer's disease pathogenesis. Alzheimer's disease and associated disorders. De La Monte S., 2008. Alzheimer's disease as type 3 diabetes. Journal of Diabetes Science and Technology. Coleman S. et al., 2016. Brain insulin resistance at the crossroads of metabolic and cognitive disorders. Nature Reviews Neuroscience. Ceriello A., 2005. Postprandial hyperglycemia and cardiovascular complications. Diabetes care.